Hey, Carol.
Good morning. How are you, Lily?
This fine. Yeah.
Hi there.
Christine.
Hi, Carol.
Hi, Christine.
Do you have a cat on your lap?
Not today, not at the moment. Back.
Hi, Olivia.
I think that might be Gary joining us too.
I have some construction going on outside, so the dogs are losing their mind.
It's a beautiful collection of ceramics.
It's like Russell Wright from the like 40s and 50s.
Yeah. We get that at the Ames thrift shop from time to time.
Ooh.
I'll let you know.
If you get any Russell Wright, definitely let me know. I was thinking I might actually bring some. Does it sell decently? Because I have some extra pieces.
I think so. Oh yeah, it's people do collecting it.
I will bring you guys some of my.
Oh, look, Mike's joining us. That's nice. All right. Looks like we have a quorum, and I think we can get started. Welcome, everybody. Let me see if I can change my view so I can see everyone at once. Wellfleet Recycling Committee meeting, March 1st at 11 o'clock. And welcome, Gary Senecal of Eastham.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Sure. And our other guest is, well, Mike Sakali of
Hi, everybody.
Department of Public Works. All right. So Mike, since you're working today, would you like to start with some updates? Anything new?
Sure, thank you. Yeah, I have an exciting update. We're going to have Amnesty Day this year, and it is going to be April 23rd from 8 to 2.
Okay.
And so the same rules will apply as every year. You have to have a Wellfleet transfer station sticker on the vehicle, a current one. And we're going to put together the flyer, and actually we're going to put together a map for the website because we're going to change the layout a little bit to hopefully make it easier to get in and out of here faster than usual. So, but that's April 23rd, the fourth Saturday in April.
Very good. That's going to be a big, imagine it's going to be a really big one because people have a lot of stuff stored up. Probably.
Mike,
Yeah.
Mike, could you send me the flyer when you make it up?
Yes, yeah, I just found this out yesterday, so we're working on the flyer and the map, and I'll send it to you as soon as it's done. And thank you for posting all that stuff.
Okay, yeah, great. Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, yeah. And actually, yeah, so the other updates I have is on the website, under the visitor info section of the transfer station website, we created a map using some drone footage. There was a man named Steven Set Ducati that took some drone pictures for us, and Jake has color coded the transfer station so you can see where the different areas are for visitors that have never been here before. So that's something we were working on. So you can see that on the website now. And
Can we put that on our website too?
Absolutely, yeah, yep. So we're going to do something similar with Amnesty Day too. We're going to include that in the flyer, just like where to go and where stuff's going to be dropped off.
Great.
Super.
And then the last thing, oh, go ahead, Lydia.
Oh, no, please do go ahead.
The last thing I had was the Mass Recycle Conference is happening on March 31st and April 1st. And March 31st, it will be from 1 to 5:30. And April 1st, it will be from 8:30 to 1. And they're going to be talking about the textile ban, food waste, the mattress ban, and a whole variety of other topics related to recycling if you're all interested. And I can send you the link too for that.
So that's a virtual conference?
Yes, it's going to be virtual. Yep, 2 days. And you can sign up for one day or both days or however you want to do it.
What were the first hours for the March 31st one?
March 31st was in the afternoon. It's 1 to 5:30.
Okay, thank you. Great. Any questions for Mike?
Mike, I always get mass recycled, recycles confused with the one you're on the board of.
Yeah, I'm on the board of Mass Recycle. That's.
Oh, it is
for the
mass
conference.
recycling.
Yep.
Okay. And then the one that is funded by or part of Mass Dep that sort of organizes conference from them.
That's Recycling
So
Works.
we,
That's
Matt,
Recycling Works. Okay.
yeah, there's Recycling Works. We were partially funded. The DEP used to give out free memberships to the municipalities,
Mhm.
but that model has since been switched over, and now the DEP will sponsor us for like the conferences and things, and then the municipalities that want to join can join, and
Okay.
we've actually gotten more engagement that way, so it's been good.
Excellent. Thanks for the clarification.
My pleasure.
All right, well, thanks, Mike, and please stay if you can. Or if you have to go, that's okay too.
I should be able to stay. I might have to pop in and out because we're
Alright.
just chronically short-staffed, but
Okay.
yeah, I can stay.
All right, good. And Carol, another guest from the Energy and Climate Action Committee. Is there anything new? It looks like Carol, there we go. It looks like it was
I
frozen.
don't
for a second.
remember if I,
I'm sorry,
I
Carol.
don't
I missed
remember if
that.
I've mentioned that the Outer Cape Climate Action Committees are meeting on a monthly basis. And this afternoon, we have a 4:30 Zoom with Senator. He says that climate change is his first priority.
Mhm.
So we're excited about that. And we've worked with Ryan Curley and Charlie Sumner, thank you, about trying to get a warrant article to reserve $50,000 for matching funds for grants. We have not had to use such yet. We had such a thing passed a couple of years ago, but I guess the money is not there. So we're hoping to make this pass at the next town meeting, although I know things are going to be tight. They're going to be asking for a lot of money. And I think that's all I can think of to report.
Okay. Have the American Recovery Plan funds been considered for the countywide funds that are available to, some are available to each town, and then the county's awarded several million, so.
I am not privy to their discussions
Okay.
about that.
Mhm.
That could be available.
Right, thank you. I saw something interesting on the Guardian website today that California is considering naming heat waves. You know how you would name a hurricane? Well, they're talking about naming heat waves and ranking them because of they're so dangerous, you know, the heat waves that have been happening currently because of the climate crisis. So I thought that was an interesting article. Are there any other announcements that anyone wants to make before we go into the regular part of the agenda or other parts of the agenda?
I had one other thing to add too, because Gary's on the call from Eastham, is that Silvio Janau, the DPW director in Eastham, is going to talk about the mattress program that we're all a part of at the conference.
The what program?
The mattress program where
Mattress
the 5
program.
towns got together and utilized Eastham as a drop-off point.
Okay. So that's where you can drop off an old mattress. It's a reduced rate for
No, that's where the towns bring the mattresses to be picked up by Ace Mattress.
Oh, okay.
So we made a deal a couple of years ago. Instead of me driving to Rhode Island, the 5 towns got together and made a deal with Ace Mattress, and they come to Eastham and pick up all 5 towns worth, and it's worth it for them, and it obviously shortens our trip quite a bit. So it's
That's
working out
great.
great, and he's going to talk about that program.
So Eastham is the hub.
Mhm.
just the way like Dennis is the hub for glass. And here's
Yep, and food waste.
and food waste, right? Okay, and Jane is joining us, recycling committee member. All right. Annual calendar notes. I noticed that Earth Day is coming up. It's April 22nd. So that's the day before Amnesty Day. And let me just look to see if there's other items in the calendar that of interest. For March, town meeting warrant article recommendations, harbor master renewals go out via email. So we'd want to have some information for that, hopefully. Create printouts and digital content for summer season boaters. I think that's something I promised to take on, and I have a draft of that to show you. And then just planning, it sounds like annual town meeting might be postponed, but would we provide water stations like we have in the past for the outdoor town meetings? Probably the next town meeting will probably be indoors. And another thing for April is Shellfish Advisory Board beach cleanup. Is that being planned? That was usually an April thing. And any kind of pre-summer season business outreach, it's good to do it in April before they're so busy in May. So those are things from the calendar that I just wanted to report. Mass DEP Carrie couldn't join us today, and so I don't have any updates from Mass DEP or Barnstable County besides the things that Mike mentioned. Public Works refill stations progress, Christine.
No update. I presume we're just waiting for fiscal year 23 funding to start with the DPW's 20K, which is in their budget
Okay.
for this year.
Printed materials, banners, libraries of things, pop-up tents and other equipment. So we've made some progress there. Christine, you want to talk about the tent?
Yeah, we had talked about adding a, the 10 by 10 canopy tents that are used for festivals and cookouts and all that kind of stuff, adding that to community cutlery. And they're Easy Up is the one that most people use and has the longest warranty and seems to be the best quality. So we're looking at different models of those. There was one that was on sale yesterday for like $50 off, but I couldn't get onto the website. I mean, my transaction would not go through to actually purchase it. Now the sale's not on anywhere, so we'll go back. But we'd like to approve. I don't know if we need to vote on it or just agree, but in any case, authorize expenditure for somewhere around $150 but less than $200. So it would be a tent. We wanted to get one that has the venting for our windy conditions, and also stakes and a wheel bag because they weigh 35 pounds or so.
Yeah, they have certain accessories that will go with it, or you can buy separately.
Yeah, if you need, you can buy bags that you fill with sand that sort of Velcro around the legs to hold them down also. Buy that separately. But I guess one question, Mike, would be where we would put it. And that's a perennial question. And I guess when we finally get that new swap shop, we'll have try to get some room for. But I did put a table up there in your rafters. You probably noticed it, that Chris donated.
Sure, yeah. No, we can make it work. Roland and James, the new building inspector, we met in the swap shop a week or two ago, and James is going to give kind of an assessment on the building. But it's not a lot of movement, but there is moving along with the new swap shop slowly but surely. And I don't know what this town meeting is going to look like, but it's still on the radar.
Yeah, for next year. So, right. So yeah.
I guess I brought that up because maybe included in that swap shop would be some storage area,
right,
for the recycling committee.
That would be great.
So Mike, do you have any more information about the engineering study that Jay has put in the budget for the transfer station? What kinds of things are on the radar for considering for the future?
So I think what we're trying to look at is what potential this site has. Like, we have space here, which is something not a lot of towns have. And so as we kind of go along and build different areas, or, you know, where to put the new swap shop or things like that, just to have somebody that can come in with a lot of experience and say, you know, this is kind of the direction you should go. Looking at material streams that might come up in the future and how to collect those efficiently, and
Mhm.
just try to get a sense of a larger plan, so that, you know, if depending on how the money is, so we can chip away at it, but still continue toward kind of an overall site plan. So I think that's kind of what the idea behind it is. I have some ideas, but just to get some outside consulting.
Right.
There's no
Um,
shortage of changes happening in this business, so it might be kind of an opportunity for us to figure out how we want to collect different things.
I wonder if a solar panel recycling industry is in the works, because there's going to be a whole lot of them. And
Yeah, I think it's you know, what's the most bang for your buck? That's kind of what we're looking at. I mean, we could do all kinds of things, but, you know, how much does it cost to build this stuff? First of all, what's the return, and how big is the need? And I know, like, food waste is a big one right now. And I'm not saying I have any real plans for food waste more than we do now, but it's just kind of looking at things like that. Like, what can we do for the cheapest that'll have the most return?
Right.
One interesting thing is happening in the UK. They're gathering electronics, because I don't know if you know this, but there's gold in electronics, and they're actually getting a significant amount of it in the electronics recycling.
Yeah, there's something I've been kind of working on with the e-waste, trying to figure out how to maybe separate that some more than we already do now, and maybe make it a little bit more marketable. But again, just, you know, take some startup money and change the design, and our, you know, our current vendor has been really reliable over the years. And being on the Outer Cape, that's, you know, that's worth a lot, to have somebody that wants to come all this way to pick up our stuff at a decent price and is reliable. So, you know, trying to work with who we have now and see what comes of it.
Mhm. That
The
sounds
more you
great.
separate, the more marketable it's going to be. That's what it comes down to.
Mhm.
All right, thank you. Let's see. Oh, I have some banners I want to show you real quick. Let's see if I can do a screen share without too much trouble. Moment, please. And welcome, Jaya. All right, here we go. Yeah, so these would be banners we could take with us to and put on the tent, or put in to advertise our what was it?
Are these fabric, Lydia, or what are they?
These are made of vinyl, so they're good for outside.
Uh-huh.
And I think I wanted to go to a separate section. So they cost about $30. They're about 3 by 4 feet. And we could have our logo on them, Wellfleet Recycles,
Mhm.
and also put, let's just go to this right thing here. Put at Wellfleet Recycles on it, so people can get to our website and the social media. So here's one of them. This one's 2.5 by 4 feet. And it's outdoor, and it would come with grommets. And then this one is a horizontal one. I think the horizontal one should be able to fit along the tent, the top of the tent. So we'd want to make sure that would work. But I was wondering how you feel about just having this information on the banner itself, or do you want other information on it?
Were you thinking about whether we should actually list our website or?
Yeah, I figured with the at Wellfleet Recycles, that kind of covers
Oh,
that.
yeah, I couldn't see that at the bottom. So that one says, that's the website at the bottom?
Yeah, well,
Oh.
it doesn't have the actual website. It just says at Wellfleet Recycles. And when you put that into a URL window, you'll get to the website. The things that will come up in the search will be the website and the social media pages.
Oh, all three things?
Yeah, like
Oh.
try it
Yeah, I will.
after the meeting.
Mhm.
And so that's kind of a shortcut to getting to things that are online.
I think it's good to keep it at that simply because the less that's there to remember, the crisper the one thing can land and be remembered. If people can't, don't have their phone with them or who knows what.
Mhm.
I think simple lands stronger.
Okay. And the ones that they make for indoors are less expensive, and they're probably, because we're not going to be keeping this outdoors for very long, we could go with one that doesn't cost as much, or we could go with a heavier duty one. I spoke also with a print shop in Provincetown who prints locally, mostly on cloth, like t-shirts and tote bags and things like that. She said printing on on things like canvas, drop cloth, or canvas, heavy canvas, is a different process. But we could go with, I can get pricing on that kind of thing on Thursday when I'm going to be going by there. But I just want to, I did want to check to see that you're okay with this kind of simple.
I think that looks good, yeah.
Okay, all right, so I'll stop the share there.
So Lydia, if we buy the vinyl ones though, I have to ask where you are, Chris. It's so gorgeous there.
I'm trying to get, I'm in just outside of Asheville, North Carolina.
Ah,
And I've been trying to find the sun because it's finally warm here and it's noisy out front. So that's why I'm moving around.
that's okay. I'm jealous.
You're outside? That looks
Yeah.
like-
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It's like mid 60s here. It's beautiful.
Oh, wow.
great.
Lydia, I don't think, if we have the vinyl ones, I mean, if we paid for them and have them,
Mhm.
we need fabric as well. We could use them.
Oh,
as
no, it would be either or. Just wondering if you
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
want me to get pricing for the ones on cloth, or we'll just stick with the vinyl ones. I think for outside, it makes more sense.
Well, vinyl we could use again and again, couldn't we?
Mhm.
My only question is, can we bump the greens up a little to make them a little brighter? I mean, it's a super pretty green, but I feel like it's a little muted.
Sure, I can do that. That's an easy thing. Let's bump up the green.
Just so that it's super visible from far away.
Yeah, another thing is, well, more design things, but is it good just on a white background, or do you want it to be on a slightly off-white background?
I think white background is nice, but you could change the color of the letters. You could do blue or something for the letters, just so that they pop a little bit more too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Blue letters. Good. I guess we do have quite a bit of money in our budget for things and we kind of need to spend it before the new fiscal year. So do we want to allocate up to, what do you think, $500 maybe right now for some of these things we're going to purchase? The tent, Christine, with the shipping and things, do you think it would come close to, let's say, 200, 250? Or can't hear you.
It would be under 200.
Under 200.
Yeah.
So,
And then we would have 300 for both community cutlery and some banners, and we wanted to get some kind of name tag kind of things and something on the aprons that identify who we are.
okay. So shall we propose 500 for now? And then at the next meeting, we'll probably want to consider other expenditures, because we do have a substantial amount.
I would second, if that's a motion, I would second it.
Any questions or comments? Any opposed? All in favor? Lydia, yes. Looks like everyone's saying yes from the recycling committee. All right, good, thanks. We'll get those wheels moving, and that takes us to the plastic bottle ban petition to article for the April 25th annual town meeting. So a lot of things have changed. One is the date of the town meeting is in flux. And the petition to article, Christine and everyone did a lot of work, but Christine especially really worked hard on getting that into shape, and it's in good shape. And we learned that the recycling committee can present it to the select board by request, and it didn't require the signatures.
Having them is fine, and we did get 15, and special thanks to Nancy, who had an in-person meeting and got 7 signatures.
Oh, wow.
Great.
Well done.
Yeah.
So that's something that will be discussed at an upcoming select board meeting. We spoke with Ryan Curley, the chair of the select board, and I think he's going to put it on the March 8th agenda. So that's to be continued. Sorry.
One thing I wanted to mention about that is that Ryan had said that we should take out the ban on the plastic nips, and that should be done in a different way. He wanted to hold a public meeting, a public hearing about banning all nips and not just targeting it from a plastics perspective. I don't see why we can't just include the alcoholic and non-alcoholic and address it just from a plastics perspective, and then we won't. If they ban it, all of them, great. But
I think the concern there was that it may not hold water at a state level, that it all goes to the Attorney General's office for certification, and I think he was concerned about it. However,
yeah, but 2 other towns have passed a NIPS ban.
Right, but I think that's plastic and glass, and I think ours would have just been plastic.
Okay. When I was at the liquor store, I asked them if if they get equal amounts of plastic and glass, and they said it's totally up to the manufacturer. You don't know what packaging it's coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys been following the bottle bills in the legislature?
A little bit. Yeah. If you want to give us an update, that'd be great.
I'm not an expert on it, but they're doing a lot of work with Mass Recycle, kind of analyzing it. But I think there's another bottle bill, I should say, working its way through. I don't know what stage it's at, but there's also EPR trying to get through the legislature, the extended producer responsibility,
right.
And that may address a lot of that stuff. I'll get you some info on it, but all these things are kind of happening at once. I mean, at the pace that the Massachusetts legislature goes, I should add. But.
Initially, a lot of the industry was against any kind of deposits on bottles and cans and things, but I think they're changing because of all the plastic bans and so forth.
Yeah, I mean those plastic containers are made usually out of number 1 and number 2, and those are the most valuable plastics. And so if I take those plastics to be redeemed and I get the nickel, I'm not giving them to our recyclers. That is pretty much like taking the gold out of the dirt for our recycling companies. So that gold tends to pay for a lot of the other stuff that we're allowed to accept that might get recycled at a much, much lower market price. So it's just trying to keep them involved in the plans.
Right.
To the extent that's practical environmentally.
Yeah, I mean it's there's a lot of layers to this, like everything else, I guess. But I mean, the goal, obviously, for all of us, is to reduce plastic. But we can't just leave the people that have been helping us recycle for decades kind of in the lurch.
Hmm. Well, there's certainly a place for refillable bottles. You know, we're trying to promote that. It's been a long time. And,
Yeah, I think it's kind of a combination of the, this public pressure, like the bans, the EPR, and then something like maybe a modified bottle bill, like all kind of working together, but they're all connected.
yeah, for sure.
Mm.
So, Christine, on the plastic bottle ban, March 8th, all are welcome to attend that meeting. We'll forward you information as it comes out. But that would be a good opportunity to.
So
hear
what
select
we'll
board
have
did.
to do then is put the non-alcoholic word back in terms of beverage bottles. And so that would be a modification to the one that we approved at last meeting.
So should we, is that a motion to take
Yes.
out that? Okay.
Mhm.
So maybe we can find that, do you have it in front of you, Christine, the language?
I
so
do.
we can-
I do not have the a modified one, but let me pull it up.
Okay, I can give you, let's make you co-host if you want.
Does the single-use plastic water bottle ban just about water, is it, or does it go further than water containers? And up to what size? Up to what size?
21 ounces is 21 ounces and under, up to 21 ounces. And the original, we'd like to keep the original plastic water bottle ban as is. And this would be an amendment to that.
We're not talking about single use anymore.
The single-use part is not in there, though.
That's what we voted on last time, didn't we?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just share my screen now and pull it up. So this
The
is,
very last page.
let me move this over.
Well, it's the last page of the minutes, actually.
Are you seeing the proposed article for town meeting?
Yes.
Okay. So what we currently have is just plastic beverage bottle. And what we did, Gary, is we kept the plastic water bottle the same and added this red section for other plastic beverage bottles. So what we would need to do there is put in the non-alcoholic word.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's how it looks like we're approaching it. So the proposal is to change commercial plastic beverage bottle ban to commercial plastic non-alcoholic beverage bottle.
Great.
ban.
Great.
So that's the motion to,
That's awesome.
that's the motion. Does anyone second that? Motion to add
I
non-alcoholic?
second it, Olivia.
Okay.
Thank you. Is there any other comments or questions?
I just have a question. That is so we have more of a chance of it going in.
Mhm.
Yeah, good. Let's go for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So show of hands.
Looks like all are, yes. I think, do we have Nancy and,
My screen just has the amendment on it. Can you see my hand?
yeah, thanks, James.
Okay, good.
But I'll,
Any opposed? We'll just get those no.
now you can see everybody again.
All right, so that takes care of that. Refill Cape Cod outreach. As far as I know, there has not been any outreach this year.
No, I would like to add that with the Discovery, the ad that Discovery Map is putting on with the QR code for our Google map.
Mhm.
I talked with someone at Chamber who I've been walking with, the Chamber of Commerce. They're booklet has already gone, or visitor's guide has already gone to the designer, but she sent the ad to him to see if he has room to put it anywhere. And the Discovery Map person said she could resize it, for no charge for us. If they have a spot that they can stick it.
Good. Okay. Beach
And then,
cleanups?
yeah, and then I guess next month we should start thinking about outreach that we want to do to our local businesses around whatever it is we want to accomplish for this year.
Okay, sounds good. Bottle bill expansion, universal redemption law. So Mike is going to get us some information on that. And you can go to the Mass Legislature's website and look up the current bills. There was a state rep, Randy Hunt, that had worked hard on this. He has retired, but there's other people taking it up. The expanding the bottle bill.
An interesting part of that is that the nip bottles aren't really recyclable in our system because they're too small. So they're not recyclable and there's currently no deposit on them. It's an interesting point.
Beach cleanup stations. So a couple months back, a Nauset student, Peyton Flanagan, went before the select board, and she was joined by the beach department director, Suzanne Grout Thomas, and also Jay Norton of the DPW to talk about having a beach cleanup station modeled on the Truro ones at local beaches. So what that'd be is a container, and would have, the Truro ones are a wooden box with these really nice bags inside. And the Wellfleet voted to yes to try this as a pilot, but they chose plastic shopping baskets and a metal rack from Uline. So we'll kind of see how that works out. We got a nice email from Jessie Kalecker, I believe her name is, and she said a person is offering 3 of the wooden boxes for free. So hoping that maybe the program will use those eventually. It's the thing about the plastic baskets is that small bits of plastic will fall through those baskets. And also it's more plastic on the beach, just having them there. And so that's kind of to be continued, but there are these, maybe Mike, would you mention it to Jay that there are these 3 boxes available for free, that the ones that Truro is using. Yes, Jane?
Yes, the one of the Truro one that I saw when I was walking recently, they do have plastic bags, but then they have a huge bag that the plastic bags are recyclable. You use the bag to collect on the beach, and then you empty it into a bigger bag. So that you made it sound like it was just you use the bag and then you see what I'm saying? Yes, these you pick up the trash and then you return the bag to the next person. The bag isn't deposited individually.
Right. Well, we have those the grain bags that were donated by the brewery up Cape.
Right. Yeah. In other words, the individual gets, a small amount, and then they return the bag, and then they put everything goes into the big thing.
Right.
So you're not constantly producing new plastic bags, is what I'm saying.
Sure. So they just it's that blue bag that's in the picture. Is that the large bag or the small bag?
No, I think the picture has a big trash barrel there. I think there's a bigger bag in there, like a big normal size trash barrel.
Yeah, there was some more. There we go. So those are looks like they're reusable cloth bags or some kind of a those might even be hops bags because it says something about a barrelbag.org.
Okay.
So yeah, reusable bags that will later go into a large trash bag. Or
so that's the thing that it would be great to ask Mike about. So the key to this is then having the big trash barrel right next to it, which is
yes, that's the thing that goes back there. Yeah, you empty your stuff into that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I know, Mike, that you don't do trash pickups out of season, but it sure would be nice because every time I go to the beach, there's piles of trash that people pick up and then leave.
Well, that's the trash only bag. The thing is that there would be another special bag for recycling.
Yes, they had although, yeah, there's a recycling, but a lot of it is, too dirty or degraded for recycling. But if we don't have a trash bag there and have the little bags or baskets are a really bad idea because all the plastic falls, little pieces of plastic fall too.
Yeah.
And I think we should, make our recommendations known.
Mhm.
So do you know, Lydia, who is it that's driving this? Is it?
Well, Peyton, there's a student at Nauset who came up with this great idea, for Wellfleet to do this, and she was willing to talk to the beach department and the DPW about it. So she
Okay.
brought it forward. And
So
those two
it's Jay and Suzanne, I guess, then.
Yeah, Jay and Suzanne, they were at the original select board meeting and they approved it. But their thought was using the
Baskets, yeah.
the plastic shopping baskets from
Mhm.
Uline in particular.
Mhm.
And they thought of starting with a pilot program right at Mayo Beach.
Mayo Beach doesn't have that much trash. They should do it at a beach that has a lot of trash, like either an ocean beach or
Yeah,
harbor.
I guess one concern I have about putting these kind of trash bins right at the top of the dune again is we kind of got it going. So there was a dumpster back by the restrooms. So you don't have trash collecting at the top of the dune, which really turns into a big problem. When you have receptacles there, you're going to get a ton of trash there. But if people could bring the trash to the dumpster where the restrooms are, that would be an improvement, rather than keeping trash cans at the top of the dune like we used to do.
Are the dumpsters on the beach all year round or just in season?
I think in season, but Mike, you would know better.
Yeah, the big dumpsters only come out for the summer months.
What if the trash bins were just there out of season when people aren't having big parties on the beach and stuff, and it would just be for this?
I mean, that's nothing that I would be able to say yay or nay on.
Yeah.
All I can do is take the trash for you, but that'd be up to the DPW or the beach department.
Yeah.
I think still keeping it by the service area is a good idea, by the restrooms.
Yeah, I mean, this time of year especially, my snowplow route is on the ocean side and that wind is intense. So you want to keep those barrels somehow protected if they're going to be out in the winter.
Yeah.
Plus you don't want to, the ocean view there, it's one of the most beautiful things we have going for us. So to start putting plastic baskets and trash receptacles there is, they had some really nice picnic tables, wooden picnic tables there and things that kind of fit in. So, personally, I'd really like to see that plain kind of pristine view remain without a lot of trash.
Yeah, I
Bins there.
support that. I really support that idea.
Thank you.
Definitely.
All right.
So maybe I will get in touch with Suzanne and Jay then and just see where they are and make some recommendations on what we've discussed.
Sounds good. Another part of the Truro program is that they had businesses sponsor it, like the one that you showed with Salty Market.
Right.
And and I think the Chamber of Commerce might be interested in this program as well.
Mhm.
Do you know how much that would cost for a business to support it?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of we can ask them.
We can see what Truro did.
Yeah, I'm curious.
The Salty Market guy, co-founder, is the one that started it.
Yeah.
In
It
Truro.
might be the
You can
material
license
that
the
they're
trash
taking.
cans and then license the trash cans and then have a competition which business can collect the most.
There you go.
Well, isn't Salty, aren't they going to be open their bagel shop in Wellfleet by the?
Yes, at JB's.
Yeah,
Yeah, I heard that.
Is that in addition to the Truro one or instead of?
I don't
I
know.
think it's an addition.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's it gonna be? Next, where the pizza place was?
Yeah,
Yeah.
JB is closed.
JB's.
That's a big space for a bagel shop. That's exciting.
Well, I think it's gonna be more than bagels.
Big
It's not-
bagels.
in other words, decent bagels as opposed to
Your bagels
supermarket.
are good. They're good bagels.
Salty markets are very good. Yeah, they are.
All right.
Well, they can take care of the South Wellfleet sponsored receptacles. maybe.
That's right. That's right. Marconi would be a good place.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right.
Because it sounds
Interesting.
like the problem is the container and then how to pick up the container efficiently. So
Right.
maybe there's some, something out there that could help us with that.
Mhm.
The container meaning to empty what you pick up into.
Or just, as far as the winter goes, something that's going to be able to contain the trash, something that's going to be able to hold the amount of trash you're going to pick up without kind of inviting other trash to
Right.
enter.
Household
And then
trash.
how are we going to get it from the beach, to here?
Right.
Right.
I have to agree. The Truro beaches, a lot of people put household trash in their garbage cans. It's really bad.
Oh.
I
no.
witness it constantly when I walk my dogs.
That would never happen here.
No. Yeah. Oh dear, oh dear. That's the rub, right? That's the age-old
Mhm.
problem we run into.
Yep.
So there is kind of carry in, carry out going on right now because people are taking their trash home from the beaches. That's what when I go beach cleanup, I bring it home and I take it to the marine debris section at the transfer station.
So Mike, I do have a clarification question. When you get a bunch of trash, like I was at Great Island and there was so much, I actually had to leave it there because I couldn't carry it all, So if I go back and get it all, I'm always wondering when you come there, I mean, if there's any recycling, you can put that in there, but does just crap that you pick up on the beach go into marine debris? Is marine debris only for things that come off the boats?
No, they've really gotten kind of specific as to what they want in the marine debris. And that kind of changed with with the new grant. So we're really only recycling or, putting over like zip ties, the oyster racks, those type of things. Like there's, I can get you the exact criteria, but it's basically shellfishing gear. They really don't want any trash. So like the coolers and the waders, and I got to make up kind of a sign over there. I've been just kind of picking it out with the machine as I load the bin, but yeah, that's beach cleanup trash. Like you were saying before, the recycling is kind of dicey because a lot of it's so degraded.
Mhm.
So a lot of it would just end up going in the trash. And, we kind of have a lot of regular folks that do beach cleanups once in a while. And so they come in, they tell me it's from the beach cleanup and, we just.
And then you can just
let 'em
throw
put
it
it in.
overboard. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
There's a lot of rope, that's for sure. A lot of rope and the lobster pot trap things that show up that's mostly what I pick up.
Yeah, if it falls in that like criteria of fishing gear,
Mhm.
it can go over in the marine debris pile, but like, it's cans and paper and tarps and ship sails and things aren't really supposed to go over there. I gotta kind of make a better sign up.
But you can put rope, I mean, there's so much rope that's come off of fishing boats. That's okay.
That's okay. If you could coil it up a little bit, so
Mhm.
it's easier to load, that'd be
Right.
helpful.
Okay.
Yeah, but it is all written on the sign over there, what we
Oh,
do
okay.
take. I just need to make a sign that kind of clarifies better what shouldn't go over there. But yeah, they really don't want trash in that pile. And it is kind of an open pile, so
Right.
loose things like that aren't very good.
Like little bits of plastic film or whatever shouldn't go in that.
Mhm.
Yeah, we try to get everyone to put like the zip ties from the oyster gear into an oyster bag. So it's
Mhm.
easier to load into the container. And for the most part, people are really good about it.
Mhm. Okay. Good.
And Mike, I'm sorry, Lydia, I just
Yeah.
want an interruption. So the map the drone photo that you're putting on with the different colored piles, are you putting all those kind of specific information on that? So that people can look at that?
No, it's not that interactive. Sadly, we're not that tech savvy. But what it does do is gives kind of an overview, mostly for our visitors, that kind of show up and ask where to go. And, at least they have kind of a visual before they get here. So it just makes it easier.
Okay.
But it was kind of a thing we tried out, and I think we're going to use it for like Amnesty Day and just give some clarification, nice, easy visual.
Okay.
The signs are really much better than they ever used to be there. So that's helpful.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good.
Mike, when you come up with the better sign for the marine debris,
if you can just snap a picture and send that to me. I'll get
Absolutely. Thank you, Chris.
to- yeah.
Okay, reduce aquaculture plastics. We don't have any update on that. Shellfish Advisory Board beach cleanup. I did text Tom about that, and he said to ask the Shellfish Advisory Board chair if they were working on that. I don't know if you've heard from them, Mike, about their annual cleanup in April.
I don't think I've heard of the Shellfish Advisory Board one. I'll look into it, but yeah, you know, usually whatever I can do to help, I'm on board. So.
Mhm. Reusable containers, Meals on Wheels. I learned some interesting things today, which is the Meals on Wheels program used to be at the Adult Community Center COA building, but now they are based at Kurt Felix's building on Route 6. That's where the kitchen is that prepares meals for Truro and Wellfleet. And they deliver Cape Wide. It's a program run by Elder Services. They deliver 200,000 meals Cape wide, not from that kitchen, but all the kitchens up and down the Cape, and there's several. So that's a huge number when you think about plastics and the takeout containers that are going out in the world that way. So I'm going to email the Elder Services and talk to the nutrition program person there and see if they're amenable to considering, or just ask them what kind of containers they're using now and if they're considering a change. What other information do I have on that? I spoke with Terry Fraser at the COA there, and she said that Marianne's Cafe is going in person in April, so they're not going to be doing any takeout after April. Or in March, once April rolls around, the takeout program ends. And yeah, I think that's it. One other note, so 200,000 meals are delivered, and Elder Services, they used to do 40,000 meals in person. So it shows you kind of the need out there too.
And that's an annual, or that 200,000?
Is that boost because of COVID then? In numbers?
Probably, I would think, yeah,
Yeah.
because they didn't do as many in-person things. Outreach materials, a boater's guide. Ooh, let's see here. This is a preliminary design. I guess that's the best way to put it. And what I thought of doing, because there's so much information, Christine found a really good one pager from an organization online. Actually, I want to show that to you first, because it talks about do-it-yourself cleaning products for your boat. And share the screen. There it is. So these things are household things most people have at home. Mildew remover, lemon juice, salt, bowl and spoon, brush or cloth. So it gives you kind of a basic recipe on how to, you don't have to buy products. You probably have a lot of the stuff at
Yes,
home.
in the kitchen, yeah.
Yeah.
Where is this from? Where is this site? Where did you find it?
Sure. I'll let's see what it says at the bottom. I can send it to you.
It's lovely. That
Yeah,
would be
thank you.
wonderful.
It's a nice one-page thing that would be really easy to share with boaters. And according to Will Sullivan at the marina, the harbor master, he said that a lot of their material goes out by email now, not on paper. So this is something you could easily share in time for the renewals, which are going out this month. And let me put up another item, which is this.
So is Will amenable to providing this kind of information?
Yeah,
with
he said
their-
either in print or online. I mean, by email. He said he sends most things by email. So I guess depending on what it is,
Okay.
and then how it looks and what the how many pages, that kind of stuff. So this is something we could use as a poster that could link up to
Very good.
maybe our website or something.
Mhm.
Monthly Voters Eco Guide. This is through Canva, which I don't know if it's, I mean, obviously this needs work. We can change what this says and this
Right.
and everything, but it could link up to either our website or some other place where they can get more material. This would just kind of be the advertisement. So that's something that I'd like to get going as soon as possible. I just don't, I don't have a boat that I like this, so I don't really have experience. Yeah.
If you want to try out any of those products on my boat, you can, donate my boat to be cleaned.
Okay, we can put that out there. Yes, Chris?
Mike, what about the plastic wrap, the shrink wrap for boats? Is that program going to be happening this spring?
I believe it is. We're supposed to have a meeting on that soon. So I'm sure we'll be a part of that some way, shape, or form. It went very well last year.
Yeah, okay.
That's a good point, because that's gonna, when does that happen?
Oh,
I think it was in April last year, April to June or something like that. But the collection went very well. The logistical side of it, I think, is going to have some changes this year, but that shouldn't affect us too much.
Okay.
And do you
And
ever?
is it recyclable, that stuff? What happens to it?
If I recall correctly, I think it's another one of those situations they make decking out of it.
Okay.
So reused, I think might be the term.
Okay. Textile
Recycled
guide.
into something else.
I wonder if there's much outreach that that Carrie does, or whomever.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be. Like I said, I think there's supposed to be a meeting coming up real soon about that. But as soon as I find out, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Textile recycling guide distribution. I did just some posters that I put up at a couple places. The library printed some and put some up there. I'd like to get some over to the Adult Community Center, and there's one in the liquor store window. But I think I'd like to get it out through the chamber, and I think we agreed to that.
Well, we have one free email blast. If we want to put that, maybe we could put the voters info in that too.
Okay. I want to ask you, Christine, about the turtles, the towels for turtles. So is that a winter only thing, or do you
Yeah.
think?
Yes.
They don't have a place to store them. So it's just, so it's like, I think late October is the earliest they've ever started, and it went into early January. So
Okay.
it's like 2 to 3 months.
Right. So maybe I should put that in the poster rather than.
I think that would be a good idea. So,
Okay, so October to January.
Well,
And
even
even-
that, or
even-
just call Audubon, because their need for them kind of fluctuates even
Okay.
throughout that
Yeah.
time.
do they, yeah, and you still need, right, but only call them during those months. That's a good
Right.
point, because it comes and goes, you
Yeah.
know, okay, now we need them. No, we got enough. So,
Okay, maybe call first should just be a
Yeah.
big banner on that.
That's
yeah,
okay.
but putting the season in there would be good.
Okay, add Susan.
Yeah, late fall, early winter, whatever.
Okay. So that's that. A Provincetown Independent or other newspaper. I came up with some green tips. Now, these are just my things that I came up with. It's what I do. So store leftovers in a ceramic bowl with a saucer for a lid. Need to see what's inside, use a glass bowl. So instead of using Tupperware and having to store all that kind of other containers, I just use an existing bowl and put a plate or a saucer on top. I found that storing hard cheeses like Parmesan in a ceramic bowl with a lid on top is a really good way to store it. I used to store it in the plastic wrap that it came in, or I tried parchment paper and then a plastic bag, and it always would seem to degrade and not really work so well. But this seems to work much better, just keeping it in a bowl with a lid.
Lydia, are these are things that would just go into a print ad? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I guess it depends on, I haven't asked any paper about this yet. I thought we could put together some green tips that could say, oh yeah, well, maybe we could do this as a community service, or they would say, well, you know what, I think maybe an ad would be more
Right.
would be a better fit. So if
You had
have-
mentioned, yeah, you had mentioned at one point asking them if they might be interested in, like a little space for different committees or whatever things, to put information to share.
Yes,
Not
that's
just recycling committees, but others too.
sure. Yeah, any environmentally group, like
Yeah,
maybe conservation or public,
right.
walkways, bike and walkways.
I have to get going, but
Okay.
Thanks.
Good to see you, Mike.
thank you, everybody, and I'll get you that info.
Thank you.
I guess I wanted to put together some tips, so they'd have a sense of
What you were talking about. Right. Okay.
So if you have some from, please do send them to the recycling committee.
The great thing about leftover food in the fridge, you need to be able to see what's in there.
Yeah.
This is the problem with ceramics.
Glass jars.
Glass storage with lids.
Yeah, glass jars or glass bowls.
Yeah.
The nice thing about the glass bowl is that you have it already. You don't have to store another
I
container.
agree.
So, and it's really easy to get the saucer on and off, and the seal is good, pretty good. So that's I'm kind of short on space in my cupboard, so that's what I do. I'll get that.
There's a wonderful outfit in England where they have little containers. I don't know, they might be plastic rolls, but they're in the shape of what you're saving. So you put half a red onion in a thing that looks like a red onion. This is
Pretty cool.
actually, 'cause I have numerous things in my fridge. I have no idea what's in there, and then it's rather a shock when you open it up.
That would be fun to see a picture of those.
It's clever but limited. Clever but limited.
So I have an interrupt. Suzanne Thomas just sent a email about the beach cleanup thing. And apparently Peyton has recruited Moby Dix as a sponsor.
Excellent.
And Suzanne has another business owner who approached her. And then she said, I haven't put it out to the business community as an option. So I told him he could have one location, blah, blah, blah. So, and she has a kind of a request for sponsors attached to it. So I will forward that to everybody.
Maybe quickly get in touch with her.
Yes.
The wooden boxes.
I mean, people that would hike on the beach do not want to carry a metal, a plastic. That's not a comfortable way to carry any kind of weight at all.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It would hurt.
Yeah, for
Plastic
sure.
bag until you find trash. It's just in your pocket.
Right. And they're apparently were opposed to the cloth bags because of keeping them sanitary. But these are mesh bags that you can just rinse off.
Perfect.
What would be
They're
great, those
washable,
IKEA bags. Those IKEA bags that are kind of made out of a tarp and they go over your shoulder.
Yeah. I've
These
used
are
those
simple.
and they're actually pretty uncomfortable and keep falling off, especially in the winter. So having, like Lydia mentioned, the grain bags, which I have some of here, we just put holes through them for one of the cleanups and you put it across your shoulder and then you can drag it if it gets heavy. But
They're really sturdy and they, they capture all the little bits of plastic that you're going to find.
right.
As well as the large things. And they're totally washable. Just
Right.
super easy
But
to
anyway,
wash.
there's nothing in her little poster. It's basically a request for sponsors and she's already got 2 beaches. She's put all the beaches in, so.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they'll go for the wood. I mean, gosh. Now, what else? Well, website and social media posts, Chris?
I've posted a bunch of things this past month. I feel like we've got more traction with more people looking at things and commenting on stuff, which was really good. Yeah, so I posted about balloons again around Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, they're a menace.
They're horrible. And I did a post about the ban in France that went into effect at the beginning of the year, banning fruits and vegetables to be wrapped in single-use plastic.
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's an amazing ban.
What about those stupid little labels on every piece of fruit? I know there's a paper, but
Yeah.
I read something about them recently that there's research going on to try to find a replacement for them. The
Mm.
problem.
why do you
is
need it though? Why do you need it? An
I have
apples
the
and
4-digit code that the cashier puts in the.
They have, yeah, they have the
Oh, I
business
see.
scannable code. And they haven't been able to come up with anything that will stick to rinds with the glue that, with another kind of product. So, but they're
Like vegetable tattoos.
Huh?
So like
vegetable what?
Yeah.
tattoos.
Oh,
That's a good idea.
tattoos.
Yeah, they did have this. There was a company that came up with a kind of barcode thing that was light. It was how to describe this? It was like it was a light sensitive
Oh,
or light activated, so you could
Oh.
print it with ink and then put it
Mhm.
under. Anyway, too
Yeah.
complicated, but it was
right.
it wasn't a little piece of plastic.
Other posts that I did one on beach cleanups and refillable water bottles for travel. And then I just posted today some of the pictures from the MLK beach cleanup.
Okay.
So those just went up. Right now, we've been doing a little bit of travel, and I'm very aware that other places don't recycle and do things the way that we do in Wellfleet, and it's painful. And it's just I want to do more posts about like when you travel, you should be bringing your water bottle and
Right.
trying to check if the restaurants all serve everything in styrofoam, because it seems like everybody does.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much styrofoam I've seen in the past month.
Mhm.
Nuts. Yeah.
That's a great idea, Chris, to give suggestions when you travel. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Mm.
And even things like, little travel size shampoos and things like that. Like I don't use those anymore. I just
Yeah.
bring my own shampoo because I know you can't recycle
Yeah.
those. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some big hotel chains that are phasing those out.
Yeah, which is great.
And yeah, Nantucket did at one of the conferences. I think it was a Care for the Cape and Islands one. Someone, a hoteler, must have been a very expensive place, but they got rid of all of them and use
The big refillable things.
big
Yeah.
refillables now.
Yeah.
And Chris, Jessie Kalelkar is the one who she saw one of your posts, and that's how she got in touch with the recycling committee about the Truro beach station things.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I feel like more and more people are following this, and it feels really good. Like
That's wonderful.
the video on the balloons, there were like 500 people who watched. I had a little balloon floating in the water.
Oh,
Yeah, so it just feels good to get the word out there.
how do I get? I never go to Instagram unless I get a notice.
Mhm.
Is there a way to get notices for when I guess it would just go to your own Instagram account, which I never go to, but
Yeah, I don't know if you can get notices of someone else's. Like I can sign up to get notices when someone does something to our page.
oh, okay.
I'm not sure if
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think you just go look at it. Yeah.
Right.
For the website, should I add the beverage bottle ban? Are we ready to put that on the website? I wasn't sure if it was.
Probably not, because then, out of context, people might think it had already been passed or something.
Yeah,
and
that's why I
we
hadn't
could
done
have-
it yet. I just wanted to
Yeah.
ask.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for checking though.
Mhm.
Never mind.
Okay, next thing, Chamber of Commerce guide website. So that I think is the idea, the thing you mentioned earlier, which is they might put the discovery maps ad that
Oh.
Chris made
Right.
into that graphic into the guide.
Mhm.
And then the email blast, I think we approved.
So the email blast for
Textile recycling and
maybe the boating at the same
yeah, the
time. or
boating
something.
one. Yeah. It's better to just do one at a time, maybe. Because the boating is going to be, it's just a different one. We could do that another time later, maybe.
I don't know if the time is right, I'd do them both, because I know when I used to get back in the day when this was all starting, I liked getting that one pager that had all the information I wanted.
Okay, hopefully it will have, it's really going to be a kind of a page with, the textile one is a page with all the information on one thing, but the
Right.
bloater one is going to be multiple pages. So it's going to be more of a poster that you have to link to our website or somewhere
Okay.
to get the info.
Yeah.
Right.
Because there's just so much there, and that one page is so perfect the way it is, you know,
Yeah.
the one with the
Right.
DIY cleaners.
But I mean, like having both links there, at least while you're sort of doing that
Okay,
homework.
sure.
Yeah, we could put a small graphic in and then a link to our website where they would look at the full text or something.
Hopefully. Okay.
Were you
just
gonna say
every-
something, Chris?
Oh, well, the voting thing, I think it's great just to have that voting thing, you know, as even if it's linked with other information, to have that as a single page, because I could see a lot of voters just printing that out and keeping it with their voting supplies.
Posting it.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
And
We
we can
can-
put a link to the document that it came from, because there's lots of information in that document.
Oh, okay.
We could print some too and to leave at the actual
Yeah.
harbor master's office.
Mhm.
Compost in the news. I don't have any compost news. Does anybody? All right. Future concerns, minutes, accounting report, correspondence. So, yes,
One
Chris.
more thing, the voting supply, the cleaning thing, could we print ones to be available at town meeting?
Mm.
It seems,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
seems
that's a
that
good
would
idea.
Oh,
really mass appeal here. And maybe something, if Mike has information on the boat shrink wrap, that would be a great little note on top of
Yeah.
that.
As far as for town vote. for
that's a
town-
good idea. And I guess town meeting's going to be inside, obviously, if it's, well, maybe early May, but it would still be inside.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
usually you can put, you know, stuff out on as you walk through the hall.
Oh, that's right.
So we could have some posters and stuff. We've done that in previous years for things that were being voted on.
Yeah.
And talk about the, obviously the plastic beverage bottles.
Yeah.
Okay.
We invite the girl who had the idea about the recycling. Should we invite her to be one of the alternates?
Good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Sure, I think we can. I don't know if they have to be, do they have to be 18? Don't know.
I don't think so. I'm pretty
Uh-huh.
sure that in the recruiting, they said last year that like high schoolers were welcome.
Okay.
Well, if you can vote, you ought to be able to sit on a committee.
Well, so ask. She'd like to join.
Yeah, her name is on the on this email that Suzanne sent.
Good,
Peyton Flanagan.
good. Yeah, we can see if she'd like to join as an alternate for sure.
Of course, she goes to school, but
Well, how's she gonna, yeah, 11 o'clock on a Tuesday.
yeah, might be a little bit.
Not work. Well, to be continued on that. The minutes. So did y'all have a chance to read the minutes?
All right, what about Jessie Kalkar? Is she a teenager too?
She's not a teenager.
That's the one. Is she the one they're
Yeah,
talking about?
So that's the one I meant, not Peyton.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I mean, both, sure.
Okay, well,
All
we
of
can
them.
find out, yeah. Interesting. Or, you know, they can also, if they have the time, they could also attend some meetings and get on the agenda or join us all together for sure.
Yeah, well, the one.
It'll be
who-
good for her college applications if you can go down as community service.
Sorry, Christine, you had something?
I was just gonna say that, yeah, the person who emailed the recycling committee, we can, that's the, is that a he or a she? The one about the,
Jessie's a she.
that's a she, okay. Yeah, we could invite her to attend the next meeting or something. You responded to her email, right, Lydia?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see if I can do the screen share for the minutes. Thank you, Nancy, for emailing
You're
those.
welcome.
I've been delinquent, but I will just approve with a possible few
Ah,
edits.
it's the wrong one. Sorry. Oh, no, this is, oh, sorry, this is the, what I have on the screen right now is the February 15th, the extra meeting we had
Oh,
to
right.
discuss the bylaw amendment. So is there a
No,
motion?
the February 1st ones came too today.
Yes, but the one I have on the screen, which I don't know if you
Yeah.
can see it,
Yeah, I
Is
can.
the-
I have a print copy here.
Okay. It's the one from the 15th, so.
So I mean, we could read through these and approve them next meeting also. But if other people have already read them, did they, Nancy, were these from today or?
I shared them earlier, but I resent them today. I
Oh, yeah,
reshared them
you did.
today.
And I remember that I forgot to look at the ones you sent earlier, so. But maybe perhaps other people did.
So what would you like to do? Is there a motion to approve these?
I propose we approve them.
Okay.
How
Is there a
about-
second?
Can we approve them with any minor corrections to be sent after the fact?
Well, we can amend them at the next meeting if there's a problem with,
Okay,
but I think, yeah, you want to keep it kind of simple with the,
okay, that sounds fine.
so was there a second? I didn't hear.
I can second that, Jaya.
Thank you. And then all in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye.
Then I'll go to the ones from the first. Can you all see them?
Yes.
Okay, good. I think I just had a couple of corrections, Nancy, on this one, just some small typo things,
Okay.
which I emailed to you.
Okay, if I didn't put them in, I will.
Okay. All right, is there a motion to approve the minutes of February 1st?
I'll make the motion, Olivia.
Thank you, Olivia. Is there a second?
I second, Jane.
Jane. All in favor?
All
Yes.
right.
Any opposed?
Aye, aye, aye.
So that takes care of that. And Christine, the treasurer's report?
They don't routinely provide those reports, and I did not ask for one this month.
Was there one?
No,
we
they
have a
don't, they
treasurer?
don't do them.
Do we have a new treasurer?
They come from the accountant, and we have interim accountants who are busy getting ready for a town meeting. And I know what it is essentially, because they're only a couple $100 less than the $1,500 because of things that we've spent. So we still have about $1,200.
Okay, super. I think maybe when the town gets all of the staff in place, they'll hopefully be able to email such reports to these committees.
Yeah, Lisa said that it was like on her to-do list to start doing
Yeah,
monthly reports, but that
Good.
hasn't happened yet.
yeah. And correspondence, we have that, committee vacancies, the 2 alternates, and we'll reach Peyton and Jesse about that. And I think the next meeting is April 5th. Just want to thank Nancy again for the minutes. And that's all. Is there a motion to adjourn? It's 12:18.
One thing I just wanted to ask Chris, Olivia, whoever may be interested in going through community cutlery and taking pictures and things. I did mention to Naomi, what the process will be. She said that she'll have to consult with Peg, who retired, on how to create new entries. Like we have to figure out how to put together a catalog, but that getting pictures together is a great first step. So that we should proceed. So maybe we should just figure out some.
I would be
time.
back. Yeah, I would be available like I would be available like mid-March,
Okay.
anytime. Yeah,
I
happy
think
to.
like the week of March 21st, I'll be around.
Okay.
March 21st. Okay.
That week, yeah.
Along those same lines, we got quite a large donation from a Truro resident, Karen Kuehl, who donated a large set of dishware, all matching, including coffee and coffee cups and saucers and things. It's
Great.
a large set. It's suitable, I think, for 20 people. All right, so Jaya moved to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Yes, thanks. And so all in favor?
All
We're
in
adjourned
favor.
at 12:19. Thanks, everyone.
All right.
Nice to see everyone.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.